things to provoke me, make me look ugly, make me sound different, so on and so forth on camera. I look worse than I used to look, but I look a lot worse on camera. I go outside, it gets worse. Funny red stuff on my lips, all kinds of bitch ass shit. Let's think about this now. So, first of all, by default they've lost. Why? Because they didn't have a viable counterargument, because there is no viable counterargument, for focused moral intensity. The guy in the military, the guy in the UFC, the American martial arts, the Eastern martial arts, the capoeira, these guys don't exist in a state of focused moral intensity. At best, they exist in a state of controlled opposition. When you see the guy who balances the yin-yang, good and evil, light and dark, so on and so forth, okay, they're not in a pure good state because it clashes with the world. When you're in a state of pure good, the world is saying, hey, don't show us up, and there's a laundry list of reasons why that is. Okay, so what is the Eastern guy's argument? Perhaps it's the only one I really need to address because the other ones are so obvious. Okay, he's calling on his kind of sexual energy, his tan tien, and he's drawing the energy. I used to do Kung Fu myself through his body, and he's conveying. He's doing Tai Chi, he's doing Shaolin, he's doing Wing Chun, and so on and so forth. Okay. So what is he doing, and what isn't he doing? He's drawing on his own source of energy. What isn't he doing? He's not drawing on the moral source of righteousness, the true source of righteousness in the heavens, and that affects brain function. Okay. We could talk about height, we could talk about distance, we could talk about how it relates to speed, we could talk about coordinating the whole body versus, let's talk about how a cat moves versus how a leopard moves, but you're a dumbass if you need me to explain to you the difference between me and Boyz II Men, the difference between me and Blackstreet, the difference between me and the Tai Chi guy, okay? I'm facing the enemy, okay? I get persecuted. My life test is a lot harsher than theirs ever could be. They're withdrawn in the comfort of not being persecuted. Okay, no one's drugging their water, they're drugging mine. They've fuming me for years, and I still have my top martial arts channel. They weren't fuming them. Okay, it's a no-brainer. All the Eastern martial arts systems threw in the towel. American military systems threw in the towel. All American martial arts systems threw in the towel. All systems that were allowed. Capoeira, all the martial arts systems that you see and you've heard of, other than mine, which is obscure, has thrown in the towel. I'm the top martial artist by default because my argument is focused moral intensity. My path is focused moral intensity. They have no viable counterargument. I've proven beyond a reasonable doubt that my path is morally precise. I even offered money. Even said they let me recover $4 million, whoever can beat me, if they let me recover and they pay me compensation. I could even leave it at let me recover because they're not going to let me recover. Okay? Because they're fucking idiots. And if I'm so out of touch with reality, why don't they let me recover? None of you have ever heard of a disease that somebody believes they have that fucking causes them to change shape and so on and so forth, especially an angry person. Fucking, who's ever heard of that? I've never heard of that. You never heard of that. Nobody's ever heard of that because it doesn't exist. The disease they expect you to think that I have doesn't exist. My brain is kind of deteriorating. Why am I able to move as well as I am? Okay, but my body is one of the limits. So my brain is suffering to some degree from all the fuming and so on and so forth. This is consistent with sabotage and not consistent with any known mental disorder, any known disease. It's that simple. The burden of proof is on them.